Yo, what's up? So I have a question for everyone here. That question is, what does this mean when it says that upon using the skill, it heals the hit points of two allies with the highest attack? Does that mean, does she count as an ally? Like, I really honestly don't know. Because she does have the highest attack now that she's A220. Um, DK's only at 900,000. I can get his attack up with this set of runes to where she's, where he's going to have more attack. Um, but I'm running him on Def Pen for the time being because a lot of my opponents are running high defense and not high hit points. So if I start facing a lot of opponents here in PvP with high hit points again, I'll switch back over to attack. But so long as I'm facing people with a lot of defense, I'm going to still use these penetration runes instead. Um, I've even thought about doing a third page of runes and using some Velk rune selectors to do attack and pen, kind of just doing a little bit of a hybrid thing there so I don't have to constantly switch rune pages. But as it is now, I'm just going to run the pure penetration runes. So the question is, will Fallen Phrase hit point thing apply to DK and to Pansy, since they're both allies that have the second and, second and third highest attack, or will she also be getting some of that heal and the death pen and all that? I mean, I'm fine either way because honestly, as far as DPS goes, Fallen Prey and Pansy trade blows, as you've probably seen in my videos. Sometimes Fallen Prey hits like 30 million DPS in freaking PvP. It's insane. If she fires off her S3, it's like, and everyone's grouped up, like she'll even out DPS DK sometimes. It's insane. But so it's not the end of the world if she's slinging it to her in DK, but I'd rather be going to Pansy mainly for the heal, not so much the death pen because Pansy already gives herself plenty of death pen. But I'm just curious about that. So let's go ahead and let's run some PvP and see what happens. Um, and then after this video, I'm going to go and try and clear Big Shack 7. The buffs this week for the ranged lane and the melee lane are pretty tough to work around. This may be a Big Shack 7 where, just for the sake of not grinding it and trying to figure out the perfect permutation, I may actually just clear Big Shack 6 because I've already got, I think, like 80 or 90 entries towards the next Big Shack 7. So I'm hoping that the next Big Shack 7 will have less, or excuse me, better buffs for the ranged and melee lanes. And I only need like 100 more Shack fragments to get another otherworldly sword. So I'll just hit Big Shack 6. I'll get 100 from that. That'll give me what I need for the otherworldly sword. And then I'll probably just take Golden Ether instead of more Shack fragments because I want to get Priscilla up to A220. And she's at tier 16 now, halfway on her way to 17. So I'll probably take, is it what, 300 Ether, I think, or 240 if I do 6. And then I think it's 300 if I do 7. So we're going to go ahead and do some PvP. I think I've got all my entries. Let's see here. Yeah. Because I was doing all the Velk stuff with the Conquest, so I haven't been doing this. So I'll probably do 20 runs is my thinking. I don't want to do too many because I don't want Koala and Clive to start pushing. So, and then after I do, actually, you know what? After I do this video, I'm going to do League of Honor because 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time's a pretty good time to do League of Honor. It's not the best time, but it's better than in the morning when I have been doing it. So let's go ahead and do this. Interesting. So I don't have Pansy. Who was I facing that made me drop Pans? I'm going to bring Pansy in. And I'll bring Cass in depending on who I'm facing. If I'm facing a bunch of silencers, I'll drop Pansy and put Cass back in. So, oh, he subscribed to my YouTube channel, and he can beat me now with that Leo. So, shout out to you, Zeke. And there I go. If I don't bond a silencer, I'm pretty much screwed unless I have a silencer myself. So I'm going to go ahead, since he is on right now, I'm going to go ahead and drop Pansy. And I think I had said in an earlier video this week that typically by Wednesday evening onward, I just drop Pansy unless I'm cycling against Clive, Rah D, Koala, all them. Like, that's the only time I would actually need to use Pansy. And I'll usually use Pansy on my big push Sunday afternoon and evening to secure the #1 spot. So, U.S. National Weather Service alert. Oh, that's because we got a tropical storm coming in here in Florida. All right, so we're going to go ahead and use... Oh, shoot. I didn't even check her gear. I hope it's right. I did load it up. You saw that, so I should be fine. At least I don't have to worry about whether or not DK is going to get the attack buff. It'll actually, in theory, it'll go to Juno and DK if it only goes to allies and not to F-Fray. So... But yeah, I basically only use Pans Monday, Tuesday, and most of the day Wednesday, and then I use Cass the rest of the week, unless, like I said, those other heavy hitters are playing alongside of me. So, and after this conquest, I'm hoping I'll have enough Velk fragments to get a 3rd bond, and then I'm going to put that onto Cass. And I'm pretty sure Cass, I saw Radiance pop up over her head. So she's on Radiance. Okay, so here's Zeke. And Zeke, I don't have as many problems with, even if I don't bond Leo when I have Cass. He can still beat me, but I have a higher win rate when I run Cass against Zeke. So... that mana drain is intense. Whew. So strong. So strong. Good job, dude. So seeing as how... I don't know what he's done with his Leo. It looks like he's got Helm on him. I don't see anybody running Radiance. But... this may be a circumstance where in order to beat him, I need to put DK on a Spirit Morph. He's going to be feeding off of me, though, because he knows he can beat me. So he's not going to log off. He's going to keep playing. So I can either wait a moment for him to finish up his 10 runs, because he has a powerful nuke there, and trust that he won't do any recharging, or I can go and throw Spirit Morph on DK, since he's the first one to fall, and hope that I can get him healed back up, even though he'll be doing 70% less damage, healed back up long enough to tank some of those hits in the front there for Fallen Frey to, do her sub DPS role. So we're going to try that. That's typically the solution I would use in a circumstance where DK is going down really quick like that, is just throwing him on a Spirit Morph. So we're going to go ahead and try that. Hopefully Zeke is still on. And if he feeds off of me, he feeds off of me. That's fine. It will take the pressure off of Clive and Koala to push as well. So it's okay if I end up dropping. I mean, my big thing is, as long as I'm in the top 10, I'm getting my 1,600 things a day, and then I get to #1 at the end of the week, I'm happy. So I'll do my big push later. So hopefully Zeke interrupts this battle, and he didn't. So crud. I hope he's still on, because I really want to see if DK living will actually enable me to beat him. I mean, if I bond his Leo, I'll beat him. But this is just RNG, which is why I want to get that third bond so that it increases my chance of bonding not just his Leo, but any silencer. Because that is my hard counter, is silence. And I tried using Earth Protection, which makes him CC immune for 8 seconds at 0 star. That didn't seem to work. And his damage output was pretty low when I did that, just taking the Book of the Mad off. I mean, my damage output is low too with Spirit Morph, but I know Spirit Morph will at least keep him alive for 7 seconds, whereas the Earth Protection will not. So if I'm going to lower my damage, I may as well lower it with immunity rather than lowering it with CC immunity. So come on, Zeke, come back on, dude. I guess he just ran out. If you see you're beating me, feed off of me. Right? Oh God. This is okay, so this is the guy I have only beat him like 2 or 3 times. So, but he's got that Leo like Zeke, so this is a good test. He's just so good. He's such a good player. Yeah, there's no way. Nope, I can't beat Tri-Starch. It's so rare for me to beat Tri-Starch. So here's where I'm at. Since it seems Zeke has logged off, and at this point my win condition is one-shotting the backline supports, which is only going to happen if I bond a silencer. I'm going to put Book of the Mad back onto DK and just trust my bonds to basically handle winning whoever I face. Winning against whoever it is that I face. Because the reality is, if I don't bond your silencer, I'm not going to beat you, even if he's on a Spirit Morph, because the rest of my team's just going to end up going down. So we'll just trust my bonds, and that'll be what it is, you know? It's all we can do. My silence usually lands unless they're running really, really high CC resist, or really, really high dodge. So that's somewhat of a win condition. And it can out-silence, your silence if yours isn't spec'd the same way. It's Tri-Starch again. So let's just hope I bond. Oh, Sukai. Okay. I think you should have trouble. Oh, fuck. See, now everyone's running a Leo. What the hell? Like, this is crazy. I'm just going to have to come up with another comp that doesn't rely on that initial nuke until I get at that third bond. I mean, it's just trash if I can't bond the silencer. Absolutely trash. This is a bad session. This is bad session. This is PvP, whatever the opposite of excellence is. And there goes the lack of a bond yet again. And I couldn't get my heal up. It wouldn't have mattered, though. It wouldn't have mattered. So, I mean, at this point, I may as well drop cast, because everyone I'm facing right now, they have a better silencer than me, apparently. Can't beat this guy either. So you're literally witnessing all of the teams that I have a hard time beating right now. It's funny. I can beat Koala and Clive and all of them without problems, but I can't beat somebody with a silencer. It's just, unless I bond it, I'm screwed. Hopefully I can bond at least one. Goodness. There we go. At least I got one. That's the win condition, people, for me. I bond you or you silence me. I bond you, I win. You silence me, I lose. Confucius say. But this is, I mean, it's fine. I really want to see if I can refine my healing too. So, getting that transition over to that S3 on Juno is good. So that's why I recharged, even though I know I'll end up tanking a bit. It's not the end of the world. And it's just nice to get revenge. Okay, so it was nice that I beat Okuso, because you saw earlier today, he ended my 45 or 50 game win streak. So it was nice to get revenge on him now, because he never came back on earlier today. And hopefully I can beat Tri-Starch, and hopefully, well, Zeke's not going to come back on, but this might be Tri-Starch. It's probably Okuso, though. Oh, it's Rah D. So I don't have Pansy, so I'll lose. I mean, that's just the reality of it. Unless maybe I double bond Juno or Chase. If I can double bond one of them, I have a chance of winning, but Pansy is my win condition against Rah. So we'll see what happens, though. Well, I must have double bonded just the right person, because that's pretty much the only way I beat him without Pansy. So it's funny that I can double bond Rah D, but I can't single bond a Leo out of 6 matches. I only was able to bond one, but I was able to double bond somebody on Rah. Like, what the heck? Come on. What's up with my bonds? What is up with my bonds? But Rah D is, I would say he is the best player overall at PvP. Him and Clive, but I would say Rah D is better than Clive, personally. That's just my opinion. It's not me. I know I end up number 1, but I'm not the best player. I'm a good player, but I think that they have figured out, well, number 1, they've invested into PvP specific heroes. Now, perhaps once I've done that, I'll be the best player. But until then, I'm using heroes that I use in other content, with the exception of Cass. But I've not invested anything into Cass yet. This is just a organic Cass that I happen to have. So, but if you watch my previous video where I talked about my investment plans in the game and where I intend to end up and all of that good stuff, then you would have seen that PvP heroes are slated for probably sometime next year. Because I've got several additional heroes I need to work on for my PvE side of things before I start investing specifically in PvP heroes. So at that point, I'm sure I'll have no problem maintaining number 1 without recharges, unless the number 2 is recharging a bunch, in which case I'll have to recharge if I want to maintain it. But I think once I start investing into PvP heroes, I'll probably just want to maintain number 1 for the sake of being number 1, and getting everything that comes with that. So hopefully I bond as Leo. Nope. So it'll be a win for him, unless I double bonded somebody. Okay, good. I did. I may not have double bonded Leo, or have even bonded Leo, but if I double bonded his DPS, I can still win. So that's good. I got double revenge, because he beat me, I think, 3 or 4 times between yesterday and this morning. So I now have beat him twice. And here we have another silencer. They're all on right now, people. All the silencers. Oh my God, you would think I was playing a game of Hitman or something with all the silencers going right now. Jesus. And this Ruru is disgusting. And so is this Maria. Jesus. Darkest Hour. Cool name too, by the way, if you're watching this. If somebody knows Darkest Hour and he hasn't subscribed to my channel, I like his name, tell him. I mean, I could tell him myself, but... Boom. You don't lack power, you lack immunity to silence. And if you're wondering why I don't use Talisman of Resistance, it's because his S1 fires before the silence can even be cleansed from Talisman. So Talisman has no attack speed associated with it, and it doesn't scale off of the hero's attack speed. So it's a slow cleanse once the debuff has been applied to the hero. So it doesn't work in DK's case. I use Talisman sometimes on Juno. I've done that, but I find Bond is better overall. I still currently run Talisman on Kane when I use him in League of Honor. So there are places I use it, but it doesn't make sense on DK. If I slowed his S1 and I didn't fire it instantly, then maybe Talisman would be worth using, but I don't feel like timing it. I'd rather just open with his S1 and it does what it does, and if it doesn't do it, it doesn't do it, and I lose. But at the end of the day, Talisman just doesn't have a fast enough processing time. And despite Earth Protection stating that you're CC immune, and Leo and Cass's silence being a CC movement, it still silences him for some reason. I don't know why, but it's not like... I don't know why it does. Maybe you can answer that question for me. But it's not making him immune to the silence. Maybe it's just making him immune to the damage that Cass's does and Leo's does? I don't know. Actually, does Leo's silence even do damage? I know Cass's does a lot, because I've seen A220 Cass's wipe the back line. I don't know whether Leo's does or not. I'm assuming it must. Oh, looks like I bonded. Let's heal. So we're good. Nice to get revenge there. I don't know how many runs I have left. Where was I at excuse me, was I at 9,500? I think I was at 9,500. Am I ending up back at 9,500? Whatever. It's good experience, and I'm happy that I got some revenge as well. So that's encouraging. Let's see here, 95.37. Yeah, so that was a fluke that I won without pans earlier. I don't think we can repeat that. I would be shocked if I was able to repeat that. Oh my God. Oh my God. What in the world? How am I beating this guy twice without Pansy? And I got to number 3. What? It's crazy. I'll tell you, this game, there is so much RNG in this game. It's bonkers. Now watch, he'll just end up knocking me right back to number 4, which is whatever. I don't care. But maybe I'll bond him again and beat him 3 times in a row. I mean, I already beat him twice. Maybe this is where my luck is, since I had none yesterday on Talisha. What a waste. Did you watch that video of me attempting to upgrade Talisha? Jesus. That was horrible. 12 unique treasure tickets worth of UTs. Couldn't even budget. And yeah, there's the win. 12 unique treasure tickets. Couldn't get it from 3 to 4. And... or sorry, it was 8. 8 unique treasure tickets. Couldn't get it from 3 to 4. 12 unique treasure tickets to go from 1 star to 3. I mean, unique weapon. NPC unique weapon tickets. 12 to go from 1 star to 3 star. It's retarded. So, anyway. So I ended up like 20 points higher than I was. But I did get into 3 there for a moment. Yay. Please help me figure out how to deal with silencers. CC immunity doesn't work. And I have a good silencer. I mean, Cass is a good silencer. Maybe there's a way to build my Cass in such a way where she's a better silencer, but preferably I wouldn't even use Cass. Like, I don't want to have to use Cass. What I'd really like to do is be able to still use Pansy and figure out a way to deal with the silences that hit my team, because that's where I run into my problems. The other place I run into problems is if you bond DK, but that's pretty rare. So what do I need to do to keep Pansy on my team and still beat these silencers? And it's not just human silencers, it's computers as well. Um, if you could help me with that, that would be amazing. So I will talk to y'all later. Iceman out for real time. Out.